Hello children. In the last video we have discussed about multiple cropping in the lesson the story of village Palampur. So in the multiple cropping the village Palampur people they were growing more than one crop in the same field in 1 year. So this is how they tried to improve the productivity of the land. Coming for the concept of multiple cropping, you might be amazed how they are able to grow more than one crop in 1 year. Of course, it is true. During the monsoon season, they were growing different crop, and during the winter season, they were growing different crop. This and all we have discussed in the last video. How come? So the main concept behind this is irrigation. It has helped them in growing more than one crop in a particular piece of land, which helped to improve the productivity. So irrigation system, it is the construction of canals, and the water which is stored in the dam will be taken for the lands through the canals, and this is how they try to grow second crop, even third crop. This is how they improve their productivity. Coming from the irrigation system, by mid-1970s, these village Palampur people are able to irrigate nearly 200 hectares of land of their village under the irrigation system. And how was it in the previous days? Of course, in the traditional system of irrigation, they were using Persian wheels. Children, you are already familiar with the concept of Persian wheel. This is a traditional system. What is a Persian wheel? The parts like structures will be tied for a wheel, and the wheel will be rotated with the help of an animal or manually, which drew the water, which dragged the water, which pulled the water from the well, and that water is it is distributed, it is given for the land through different canals. This is the system of Persian wheel which was practiced in the traditional days. And in the recent days, in the first, government experimented by installing the tube wells on an experimental basis. Through that, they started the irrigation system in village Palampur. Later on, with the success of that tube wells which were installed by the government, even people started installing the tube wells, which helped them to irrigate nearly 200 hectares of land under the irrigation, and simultaneously it also helped them in growing more than one crop through the system of multiple cropping. And when you come from the data with India in the year 2014-15, the total country, it was about 155 million hectares was put under irrigation. Another method of improving the productivity of land is scientific farming method. In the yesterday class, we have studied about the system of multiple cropping, and this is the second method where we are using scientific techniques to improve the land productivity. So we have got two techniques of improving the productivity. One is multiple cropping, another one is scientific farming. This scientific farming, it is also called as modern farming method. So the system of using the modern equipments for the cultivation, it is called as modern farming method. What are we going to use in improving the land productivity? For increasing the production of the land, given because land is fixed in nature, you cannot increase the land. Being that condition, what we can do is you can improve the production itself. So the method, it is modern farming method. Here you are going to use these all techniques for improving the productivity of the land. Which are those techniques? See, the first thing is you are using HYV seeds. The full form of HYV is high yielding variety seeds. So by using these seeds, you are going to improve the production capacity of the land. In a single plant, the seeds will be more. So this is how the grains, the capacity of the plant in yielding the grains or in producing the crops will be more by using HYV seeds. This is the difference modern farming method. In village Palampur, in the traditional method of farming, they were using the seeds which were grown in their own farms, and those seeds, by using the local fertilizers like the cow dung or commonly available fertilizers, and with the help of monsoon, they were using them for growing the crops, and such productivity was not more. So this is how in the traditional system they were growing very less crops. So with the increase in population, land being fixed in nature, what can be done to improve the productivity? The system evolved is scientific farming method. So through this scientific farming method, by using the HYV seeds in a single plant, they can grow more grains. So this helped a lot in improving the production of the land. What are the other methods here? See here, they were using chemical fertilizers. So the fertilizers in the traditional means they were using cow dung or some other locally available fertilizers. But here in the traditional means they were creating the fertilizers using with the locally available things. But here in the chemical fertilizers, by mixing up the chemicals, they are creating the fertilizers which will be applied on the lands, which help to fix the fertility of the land, and it helped in the increase of the production. And they were using pesticides. In the control of the pests, they were using the pesticides. Even weedicides were used to destroy the weeds among the crops. And they also use irrigation. So irrigation system, one we are already familiar, it is tube wells. How it is? See, the dams are constructed, and in the dams rainwater is stored, and from the dam the water is carried to the lands through the canals. This is one system. And even electricity is used. So tube wells, they pull the water from the land, and it is from the underground the water is pulled. It is with the help of electricity. Tube wells are run. Pump sets are used. Canals. These are the things that are used in the irrigation system. And farm machineries. See, these farm machineries, you might have seen the plow and other hoe like that equipments which were used in the traditional days. But at present, in the modern scenario, the farm machineries include the equipments that are produced, that are manufactured in the industries, and they can do the work mechanically, and it is not a manual labor here. So by using a tractor, by using a trailer or a crusher, the work can be done on a mass, and it also saves the time. So using a farm machinery, they started doing the modern farming method, and the Palampur people are able to grow more crops in the same piece of land. This is the second way how they increase the productivity of the land. One is multiple cropping, the second one is scientific farming methods. And who are the first people to experiment the scientific farming method in the country? It is the people of Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh. These three states, for the first time, they experimented with the scientific farming method, and they got a good success. And which crop was grown for the first time? It is wheat. They experimented in the growing of wheat. Wheat being the staple food crop of North India, they experimented in the wheat crop growth, and they were able to grow a very good yield. And what was the yield? Yield of the wheat in the traditional means, it was only 1300 kgs per hectare. When they were doing traditional kind of farming, the yield was only 1300 kg approx per acre. And now by using the scientific farming, they are able to increase the productivity to 3200 kgs per acre. That means almost the yield tripled. So it increased 3 times. So this is how, by using the scientific methods, that is HYV seeds, fertilizers, pesticides and the irrigation system and farm machineries, the village Palampur people, they are able to increase the productivity of the land. And one more thing, children, the person behind this scientific farming, the evolution of it is Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. He is a person who developed this technique of scientific farming, and is the person behind Green Revolution. It is called as Green Revolution in the country. Revolution, it is a situation where we transform ourselves crops and we are able to improve the productivity, which helped the country in making it self-sufficient in the growing of food crops. The production of food crops, it increased with the help of modern scientific farming method. And how was the production? Look at here. This is a table which tells you about the production of crops. So I have taken 2 years. So it is in the beginning 1965 and 66. The production of pulses, it was 10 million tons. Children, I have taken this in the form of million tons. So in the year 65-66, the total production of pulses, it was only 10 million tons. And the wheat production, it was also same, it was also 10 million tons. What was the drastic change happened after the scientific method of farming? See, this has helped in the improving the productivity of the food grains. Take it here. Since in the 2017 and 18, the total pulses production, it increased to 24 million tons. And there is a very high increase in the production of wheat. It was about 97 million tons. You can see the difference. Pulses production when compared to wheat production, it is less. Why it is given more? Why it is stressed here? See, the wheat being a staple food grain, more concentration was given by the government and it encouraged the farmers to grow only wheat. Because of that, there is a difference in the production of pulses and wheat. Children, you should note here, this is also one of the negative effect. See, in the process of fixing the fertility of the soil, there should be both kind of crops, that is pulses which help in the nitrogen fixation, and simultaneously you can go for another crop. But what happened? All the time farmers started growing only wheat, which is the most needed staple crop, because of which it led for some negative effects also. We will discuss what is the merits and demerits or the advantages and disadvantages of green revolution now. So green revolution, I have already told you, the person behind this is Swaminathan. Why he developed this concept is in order to make India more self-sufficient in the production of food grains. We need not import food grains from other countries, and all the population of the country can be fed in such a way they can live a comfortable living. So for this purpose, green revolution was experimented in the country and they got the success. And here are some merits of the green revolution. So green revolution is nothing but the use of scientific method of farming. So here, what are the merits? The first thing is India becomes self-sufficient in the production of food grains. What is self-sufficiency? We are able to feed ourselves. We are able to equip ourselves. So with the use of scientific method of farming, we are able to grow the needed food grains for the country people. So because of this, self-sufficiency was achieved in the country. This is the first merit of green revolution, and it helped in the increase in productivity of the food grains. The productivity, the total production of the food grains, it increased in the country, because of which we are able to provide food grains for all the people. So this is how, this is one more merit of the green revolution. And lastly, here in the scientific method of farming, we are going to use modern technology, new techniques of irrigation, like, or it may be farm machinery, or it may be HYV seeds, or it may be pesticides. Like this, you are going to use the machineries, the technology which is in a modern farm, which help in the total productivity increase. These are some of the merits of the green revolution. So country is able to become self-sufficient because of green revolution. But obviously we have got some side effects also, some negative effects also. What are those negative effects? Given here are some of the demerits. See, these demerits, they are the most severe ones which cannot be neglected. See, of course it is able to give us food grain production to the extent what it is needed, but because of these demerits, we should also count, we should also keep in mind, this is not a negligible thing. If it continues in the same way, sure, in the very short coming years, we are going to face a severe problem because of the experiment of this scientific farming. What are the demerits? The first thing is loss of soil fertility. The soil will lose its fertility the fertility will be lost when you grow continuously the same kind of crop on the same land for so many years. So if take the example of wheat production only. So if you go on growing the wheat itself for so many continuous years, for nutrients in the soil, the fertility of the soil naturally will be lost and it will not have enough time to regain its fertility. So the green revolution has led for the loss of soil fertility. And one more thing, see the depletion in water table. See this water table is groundwater. It has caused for the lessening of the groundwater. How it is made? I told you the farmers in Palampur, they were growing 2-3 crops in a year. In the monsoon, it is okay, we will get the water from the rain itself. What about in the other seasons? They were using tube wells for irrigation purpose. These tube wells, if they continuously pull the water from the underground, what happens? The underground water table will come down, and this has happened, because of which we are not able to follow the sustainable development goals. So the second demerit of green revolution is it has reduced the groundwater level. See children, this soil fertility and the groundwater, it cannot be created by human beings. It is a natural thing which will take so many years to happen. Once it is lost, we will lost it forever, and for recreating it by the nature, it will be thousands of years. So that is why we should be very careful, and we should keep this in mind while using underground water and before loosening or before wasting the soil fertility. And the third thing is soil poisoning. This is most severe thing. See, for giving more fertility for the soil, because we continuously go on growing the same crop, naturally fertility will be lost. What can be done? Now we are using some chemical fertilizers, artificial fertilizers to fix the fertility for the soil. What they will do? By spraying, by applying continuously the fertilizers, what happens for the soil? Soil will become poisonous. Not only that, you take the example of pesticides, insecticides. If you go on using these things for the crops, everything is not absorbed by the crops. Some part of the pesticides and the chemicals and the insecticides, they will enter the land. From the land, they will enter the groundwater, making the land and the soil and the groundwater poisonous. So this will have a negative impact on the health of the human beings. Not only human beings, the entire ecological balance will be lost because of this use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides and insecticides. This is one more demerit of the green revolution. And the last thing is the death of microbes present in the soil. Of course, this is a science concept and we cannot ignore this. Of course, it is applicable everywhere, whether it is social science or a science. See, what happens? There will be some natural microbes present in the soil which help in the fixing the fertility of the soil, and they will lose their life because of these artificial uplands. What happens if you go on applying the insecticides, if you go on applying pesticides or fertilizers? These microbes will lose their life, because of which you cannot make the soil fertile. You cannot make the soil to come into its own form, natural form. So these are all some of the demerits of the green revolution. Children, while reading about the green revolution, you should keep in mind both the merits and the demerits of the green revolution. And the final thing is, the land will not sustain if we go on experimenting with the same concept of green revolution continuously for so many years. Very shortly in the future, you may face a severe crisis where everything will be poisonous. There will be an ecological imbalance. There may not be rains. There may be droughts. So this is how green revolution should be taken up in a more proper, intelligent and smarter manner to preserve the ecological balance of the environment. So in the today's session, you have studied about green revolution and how production of crop was increased with the help of scientific farming in the village Palampur. And children, you keep in mind, this village Palampur, it is just an example. Having this example, you can apply this for the whole country. Okay. village Palampur. Till then, take care, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.